how do we improve that, our quality of life right now, right? What are the steps we can take and should we take in our life? Well, if we can't define our ideal form of life or chunk it up as to what the priorities of our life is, we're lost. We don't even know where to start. We need to define a map, right? So we're going to talk a lot about this over the coming weeks and episodes. But for me, I'm just going to share is that my form stands for this. And I created a role and an outcome that I want to create. So in my relationships, whether it be with you guys, with friends and colleagues, to my girlfriend, to my son, I want to be a master of magical moments. A master of magical moments. So how do I create a magical moment in all my relationships? And I've made that kind of a fun phrase, and all of them I'm kind of call it my super power, my superhuman goal that I'd like to have. If I ran and did everything to my very best, then I'd create a magical moment in my relationships. The occupation side, well, my theme is I really want to guide growth and bring value. What's that? I want to empower people, right? Then recreation. Well, I want to become a world-class athlete. Doesn't mean I'm going to be Tiger Woods as I'm a golf addict. No, that's not the point. The point is I want to live by the habits as a world-class athlete. As my son gave me this, show it here. I'm really pleased. The most jacked grandpa. Got a grandchild coming. I keep saying grandson, hoping. But anyways, in about 6 more months. So that's something there. That how do we be and live to our highest and best in each of these areas? And then lastly, I want to be a motivator of motivators. That's not that I'm the best of motivators, but you have to be motivated to motivate. So how do I always focus on education and growing and surrounding myself with men like yourself, where iron sharpens iron, that we're making each other better, we're challenging, that we're asking better quality questions. So that really is just kind of a summary as to why I feel that my driving needs have shifted into growth and contribution, is because if I'm not there, I can't achieve these outcomes in each of the 4 chunks of my life. So that leads to that. So how do we improve our quality of life now? Not tomorrow, not looking backwards at yesterday, but right now. And what are the steps we can take and should we take right now, guys? Go ahead.
Great. Thanks, Heath. Just going back to your example, Heath, was a terrific example. You can see that you've kind of, because you understand human needs and your need for significance, you can actually set concrete goals, and you have set concrete goals. It's like, if I want to be significant, I want to be a significant athlete, as an example, right? So it's not the other way around. You understand your need for significance, and then you kind of set the goal. Like, I suppose you can do it the other way around too, but it's very helpful to really understand the driver of that and set the goals from that, because then you can take action on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis to move towards that. You can build all your rituals, all your habits, your daily action plan around that particular goal. So for me, it comes from that basic understanding of needs. You set some goals based on those needs, and then you're on to improving your quality of life in the now. Let's take a second and look at it the other way around. If you don't understand those needs, often younger people, perhaps myself in my youth, would take the second, one of the second needs, variety, is really important. It's like, geez, I'm a young person, I'm 22, 23, 24, 25. Variety is really important to me because I want that. I want variety. I want adventure. I want leisure, right? And then you go on, you kind of take the next 5 or 6 years and you just kind of go off and explore a whole bunch of stuff. And sure, there's growth and sure, there's learning to it. But during that time, I see people struggling because some of their primary basic needs, like the need for certainty, the need for real connection with people in stable relationships, they're not being met. So their wants overcome their real needs. So that's my point, I guess, is that often And to improve your quality of life, you have to really understand the needs and not be driven by your wants. Wants can take you, can be considered as desires. And while they're maybe important, while they may be fun, sometimes they're not productive. They're not going to help you improve the quality of your life. Lots and lots of young people around the world are spending thousands and thousands of hours every year downstairs gaming. And gaming's great, right? But if you're if your needs are something else, you have a massive need for significance or a massive need for connection with other people. Maybe they're being met that way, but maybe that's not the best thing to do to improve the quality of your life.
I'm gonna hone in on the goals side of things. A quick sidebar on the video game thing. The guy that won the last Fortnite tournament just won $2 million, and I think he was like 17 or 18 or something like that. So video games used to not be able to provide that certainty, but now they're making a decent number of certainties. So yeah.
I guess I just got to start working these out more, right?
But at the same time, in practicality, everything that you guys just mentioned is totally what happens kind of underneath the hood. I think a lot of people are maybe more basic than that, and I really like the goal setting because I think you get to the same result, right? And so if I was going to be very, very practical and somebody came to me and said, I'm quarantined in my house right now. I don't know what to do. There's some uncertainty in this part of my life. There's some uncertainty in this part of my life. I'm either going to have a baby or get divorced, or I'm either going to like find a new job or get fired, or like there's just a whole lot of questions in those kind of places. I think the advice that I would give them is to start with that goal setting. I mean, it's what I would do in a business environment when things are very structured and there needs to be a very clear output from the time. And it's the old adage of SMART goals, right? Very specific and measurable and action oriented and result focused and time based, so that you can very clearly lay those plans out, right? And so it sounds very structured, but at the end of the day, it plays out like, okay, you're stuck in your house. You're going to be in your house for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it happens to be. Make a plan for your nutrition. You know you're not going to be able to get the food that you normally want, nor are you going to be able to go get the garbage, greasy food on the run because you're stuck at home. So you both have an opportunity and a challenge to focus on your nutrition, right? And you know that nutrition will give you some sort of positive feeling, some positive energy or something like that comes out of it. And ultimately, that'll help you maybe, be more friendly to your spouse, or, be able to give that much more time to your family and give that value back, right? But it starts with those sort of foundational goals. And if you lay out 2, 3, 4 of those that are just kind of important for you based on what you genuinely, truly know, you can almost look at those on a matrix and go, all right, those 2 fulfill my needs for certainty. Those 2 fulfill my needs for growth. These ones fulfill my need for connection. This feels good. Now I'm going to break this back down into my daily sort of habits. And you have to reset your goals, because the goals pre-COVID are not the goals during COVID, and they should not be the goals post-COVID. But you should make the most of this time and realize that you're going to be in this place for a little bit. So you use this as an opportunity. Maybe you want to learn how to cook because you've never had time to do it, and now you've got no choice because all the restaurants are closed, right? So build on these things, figure out some goals, learn a language, do whatever it happens to be, but work on this time kind of under specific goals. Use it like it's a little bit of a sprint to power through something that you normally wouldn't get the chance to do, and set yourself up for sort of post-COVID in that way.
Both of you, they both fit. So like left hand, right hand, right? I think you have to start with that goal, that outcome, the result that you really, really want. But at the end of the day, you do have to create, as I always say, the rituals that will drive that result.